hopefully I've put up the right results this week. It's week 8 results. It should say that at the top of the show. Hopefully these will be the answers to the questions that you want to know the answers of, if you follow my reasoning. Starting with question number 1, which was about Mrs. Dalloway. Not Mrs. Galloway, my dinner lady at St. Brendan's. No, Mrs. Dalloway was written by A. Virginia Woolf. I wanted to say by Virginia Waters then. Yes, Mrs. Dalloway was written just down that little tree, that little lane in Virginia Waters. No, it was written by Virginia Woolf. B. Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver's Travels was not written by TripAdvisor. No, it was written by Jonathan Swift. That's C. Jonathan Swift. What was the real name of the saint? No, that's where my story comes in. And my story comes in because when I was at school and I was captain of my particular drama team, our project for the week was to see a television programme and then to put it on the stage to just sort of show everybody else. So being captain of the team, it was my choice, so I decided to choose the saint. And again, because I was captain, I decided that I would have the best part. So I played the saint. And we started the episode on a plane. So we had lines of chairs, you know, looking like the interior of a plane. And then I walked off the plane, the alleged plane, walked straight down to the front of the stage. I looked at the audience and then I raised my eyebrow and said, "My name is Simon Templar." Look, I'm looking up at the halo now. All I have to tell you is, I have never, in over 50 years in show business, I've never heard such a prolonged outbreak of laughter that I could possibly even think that I could be Simon Templar. Now, everybody was laughing. My fellow pupils were laughing, the teachers were laughing, my tutor, my trusted tutor, Eddie Goodall, was laughing. They were all laughing at me, thinking that I had the nerve to think that I could ever become Simon Templar. So since that day, I never played a romantic lead in my life. Never. I was either the younger brother of the guy who got the girl, or I was the older brother of the guy who got the girl. I was never that one in the middle. And it's all down to that. It's all down to Simon Templar, which was, of course, C in question 3. Anyway, I'm jumping. No, I'm not jumping ahead of myself now. Right, then. Question 4, The Trial. That was written by B. Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka. Yes. The man responsible for many an unhappy hour in the theatre, to be honest. Sorry, Franz. No, it's a great writer. No, Franz, keep going, mate. Great writer. But Metamorphosis. I've seen more duff performances of Metamorphosis than practically anything else. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. If you remember in The Producers, when Bialystok and the other geezer are looking through play scripts, and they say, so-and-so woke up and he realised that he had become a beetle. That's the start of Metamorphosis, right? And we went to one where, it was just full of screeching. Now, as far as I know, beetles don't screech. Not, you know. Anyway, Franz, doing a great job, mate. Keep going, but... 5. Which of these actors have not played Spider-Man? Well, that, of course, was C, Tom Hollander. Tom Holland has played Spider-Man, but not Tom Hollander. And if you can imagine Tom Hollander playing Spider-Man, then you're a better imaginer than I am. 6. The country with the coastline on the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, it's B, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, Red Sea and the Gulf, Persian Gulf. The European country bordered with the most neighbours is A, Germany. And apparently it shares it with 9 countries. It doesn't care, it just shares its border with 9 countries. No problem. British Isles, where is Lady Isabella, the world's largest working water mill? Water wheel, sorry. Water wheel. It's on sea, the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man. The capital city of Slovenia is B, Ljubljana. And a beautiful capital it is. Lovely people, lovely, lovely city, lovely country. If you have never thought about visiting Slovenia, think about it, because it's a beautiful country. It's got a little bit of coastline, not a lot, but can easily get to the coast, and there's Croatia there. So it's beautiful. But the interior of Slovenia, you can be in the mountains in a couple of hours, or you can be by a lakeside. There's Lake Blid. Lots of castles, lots of scenery, beautiful scenery. Lovely people. Thoroughly recommend Ljubljana and Slovenia. Which Asian country is bigger than France, Spain, Germany combined, but has a population of little over 2 million? It's B, Mongolia. Mongolia. And just recently, I was just on Twitter, and someone put up a picture of a huge, I mean huge, this is huge, this is huge, this is a huge statue in Mongolia, and it's of Genghis Khan, and old Genghis, he's up there on a horseback, but it's like, yeah, it's like the size of a skyscraper. It's huge, huge. Anyway, Mongolia. Which group released We Built This City in 1985? And that was, actually I knew this question. I knew the answer to this question. It's D, Starship. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Bo, 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 bo. We built this city. Okay, Jarvis Cocker, Pete Dalton, Wayne Furness and Jamie Pinchbeck were members of Pulp. That's C, Pulp. Now then, Culture Club having a hit with Karma Chameleon happened in 1983, which is B. And Michael Jackson's hit, beginning with I'm Gonna Make a Change, is Man in the Mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Boring. And Bridge of Spies. Bridge of Spies was the title of which British pop group's debut album? It was actually T'Pau's first album. And then we went on to the dodgy bits, didn't we? The bits, parts of the body. Which part of the body is the axilla? Is it the knee, the arch of the foot, or is it the armpit? Not the groin, the armpit. The axilla, the armpit. Which disease is carried by the tsetse fly? That was D, that was sleeping sickness. And the vaccine that Edward Jenner developed was smallpox. It was developed from cowpox. And it was noted that milkmaids very rarely got smallpox. And that was because they caught another disease from cows called cowpox. And it was much milder, and it gave them resistance to smallpox. So that's where they developed the vaccine from. You see, this is going to be the making of me, this quiz. I shall be a pundit on all. They'll be saying, let's get Lavers on here to talk about disease and famine and geography. Yes, bring him on. He's a well-known expert. Yes. Oh, he knows about space as well. Yes. Oh, yes. In fact, he knows that the first man walked on the moon in 1969. 1969. And also he knows what planet is known as the jewel of the solar system, because that's D, Saturn. D, Saturn. Because of the ring, I suppose. Okay, just throwing that out there. There's no crying in baseball comes from A League of Their Own. That's A. A League of Their Own. A. And 22, Stuff That Dreams Are Made Of, is a quote from B. Maltese Falcon. I'm not sure whether it's made by Sydney Greenstreet or Peter Lowry. I think it's Sydney Greenstreet says, "It's the stuff that dreams are made of, Mr. Marlowe," or something like that. Anyway, that's my recollection. 23. It was Beauty killed the beast. Comes from D. King Kong. Great film. Sad film. Sad. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Comes from B. Cool Hand Luke. And of course, all of those films starred Paul Newman, the amazing Paul Newman. You Can't Handle the Truth comes from B. A Few Good Men. And of course, all those films, Five Easy Pieces, Few Good Men, Something's Got to Give, Chinatown, starred Jack Nicholson. 25 questions. 25 questions. How can we possibly do it week after week, bringing you questions that you marvel at, that you gasp, that you're in awe of. How do they do it? How do they do it? I have no idea. I have no idea how it's all done. However, the one thing I can tell you is we'll be back doing it again. We'll be doing it all again next week, unless they come and say, no more. We're not allowing you to do any more, because it's detrimental to the entire public health. But we'll be back with Quiz of the Week 099, the 9th edition of Quiz of the Week next week. But don't forget, until that time, keep quizzing.